Seriously, fuck that guy, though. I hate Mike Florio.
He's just a, like, old fucking curmudgeon. Like,
once we have a Patreon, the fucking behind the scenes is going to be so epic.
yeah, if anybody goes through and does the work to get the shit pulled, I'm not.
I have literally got at least 4 or 5 of these.
4 or 5 episodes that we don't post because people are fucking sensitive.
Yeah, that's why you put it.
Fucking intro. Let's do this shit.
That's why you put it behind a paywall. I'll do it.
Once they know what the fuck they're paying for. Crank that up. There we go.
Oh, this is the song we like. Turn that shit up.
This is Paul Charchian, and you are listening to The Budhole with a D.
Take the D, baby. Welcome to the official Budhole podcast, bringing you everything you need from sports to entertainment. Now, introducing your host, Scott, the Great Brandino, Gage's Rage, and Star Lamar.
He did die, though.
A moment of silence for Star Lamar. All right, that's enough.
Star Lamar passed an episode.
I would have said that sooner, but I was eating.
250's in the house, motherfuckers. Welcome to the Budhole. This is 250.
It's like that MFer chooses to miss.
It's 248. We just recorded.
We just recorded 249, motherfucker. This is episode 250.
Oh, fuck that
Good thing Scott's here.
Yeah. Couple things off the top of the cast here. I've been casting a few lines in the Dynasty League. Just seeing when I can get the bite. I got one massive deal in the works that I'm going to wait to make until right before the season, because that's apparently how this fucking league rolls now.
Oh my god.
That's a little under the belt. Right,
he was laying that on me the other
I've been
day.
sending zingers to this bitch all week long. It's been borderline mean, but
I
it's
was like,
fun.
so, you have a big. At first, I didn't realize he had DeAndre Hopkins on his team, so I was like, oh, so you're getting DeAndre Hopkins? Because I saw a tweet about it. He's like, no, I already got him. I was like, oh, when's your trade going down? Well, I'm probably going to wait to the beginning of the season because that's the precedent now.
So, Scott, tell us where the trade really touched you.
Everywhere but where I wanted it to.
He acted like it didn't fuck him up on draft night.
Touched him
You're
everywhere
shook.
but his butthole, which is exactly where he wanted it to touch him.
Okay, really quick though, let's just air this out here. You guys made the deal and waited knowing that you were going to hopefully get me to panic, but I still got who I wanted. So it all didn't really work for you.
That was not the plan.
No, that's what you literally just said though. Gage literally just said you're shook. I'm not shook at all. I just think it's funny to poke fun at you guys about it.
Sounds like you're shook. Why is your knee shaking, Scott?
Parkinson's.
It is Parkinson's. I didn't want to have to tell you guys.
This is how it came out.
I'm gonna die.
Silence for Scott's knees.
I'm gonna die young.
That's enough. It's never enough.
I'm definitely gonna die young.
We all are. But what do we want to talk about? The NFL or this trade? Are you going to tell us who's involved?
This is really quick. Just an idea, right? So I was talking to Linker about a trade to get Carson Wentz from him because I was looking to add another quarterback to go alongside Matt Stafford.
And you just can't get enough at Wentz D.
Assuming that I do like Carson Wentz a lot. Assuming that Trey Lance wasn't going to be ready, right? Whatever.
He calls him Carden Wentz because he loves the D.
Isn't there a rumor that you like his cousin or something?
That's not a rumor. I have an inside source with Carson Wentz. I broke the Indianapolis news before anybody in the media did.
That's true. He definitely did.
That's a real thing.
They had no idea.
Not a clue.
This is
no one cared though.
Linker in the Dynasty League that we talk
Bears
about quite
fans.
frequently on here threw me a trade offer out when I texted him regarding Carson Wentz. He owns Carson Wentz. He said, how about Wentz, a 2023 second and a 2024 third for Carson? I think he meant 2022 second, 2023 third, because you can't trade 2024. So it doesn't matter. For Chris Carson. If Carson finishes top 10 in rushing yards, then the 2023 third converts into a second. That's what he threw out to me. I said, wow, you're getting fancy right now. I kind of like it. And then he said, someone in the league needs to think outside the box a little bit. And then I told him that I was going to bring that up on the cast and see what you guys think, and he said that I should give him credit for it, which I just did. But I like the contingency ideas. Those are cool. Converting lower picks into higher picks if player goes...
Performance?
Yeah.
How do you make that trade then go through? Do you trade a third?
And then if next year
Swap
it
a second
happens,
for a
you
third?
swap it.
Yeah, you just swap a
And
third
then
for
in
the
the
second.
notes you write contingency from previous trade.
Yep.
I actually am in a few dynasty leagues. One of them, they like protected draft picks have been traded. So like if it is a top 5 pick, I get the player, you get next year's first. Sort of deal. So
That's a cool deal, though.
it's really interesting. I am not familiar with it, so I don't mess with it. But haven't we had a contingency trade in the dynasty league before?
Yeah, we've had one.
As far
With
as
Gronk's placement, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
Gronk.
if Gronk placed top 24 or top 18. No, what was the number? I don't remember. But basically, if he finished so good, they would also get a bonus pick as well.
Yes.
But this episode is not the fantasy episode. I just thought that was an interesting bit to talk about. This episode,
I like it though.
we are going to.
I like contingency trades a lot. So top 10 rushing in quarterback yards or what?
No. Chris Carson. He wanted Chris Carson from me for Carson Wentz and some picks.
Oh.
And then I just texted him back and said that I was just going to wait and hold off to see what ends up happening with Trey Lance.
Until season opener.
This was not the deal that I'm talking about. The deal that I'm talking about is a massive fucking trade. This is just a little
I'll believe it when I see it, I guess.
kicker on the side.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen some massive trades.
I'm not a wet dog. I'm not shook, man.
Me neither. Neither am I.
How do you feel about protected draft picks? Would you be able to do that? Like if it is a top 5
Free
draft pick?
Oh, there's no reason why you couldn't do protected at all.
Well, how would you caveat that?
The only
It'd
way that you
have
do
to be
it,
negotiated.
yeah, and then it would have to be added into the trade comments. If you add it to the trade comments, it's super easy to monitor.
It flies, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well-
you say, I'm trading you this year's first and this player for DeAndre Hopkins. But if this year's first is a top 3 pick,
You don't get it.
turns into next year's first.
But
so we
then
would
it-
have to be negotiating that between Scott and I, and he'd have to accept that, knowing that, I get a really good chance at 4 or 5, but if it turns into next year's first, I'm
then
still
I get
cool with that.
then is
the
it
first pick,
2023?
period. Yeah.
First, regardless, if my pick turns into 1, 2, or 3 this
Gotcha.
year.
Yeah. The protection idea is actually pretty good, and I personally think there's a lot of dumb fucks in the league that should use it.
Benefit, yes, they could extremely benefit from it.
Because, ironically, in this league, the worst teams seem to be the most dilly-dallied with their first picks. They seem to like to move those for shit players. And if you would, maybe protect it with a top 3 little caveat, you might not get so fucked. But I
Then
digress.
those guys still have to go into the draft and draft the right guys.
Yeah. And then they draft the right guys, and then they trade them for a future first. So, but I digress. Let's get into some NFL headlines, because
Yeah,
we haven't talked
well-
NFL for 2 weeks, and 3 teams go to training camp this week.
They do. It's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Dallas Cowboys, they're all inclusive, and the Pittsburgh
Jesus.
Steelers.
And this segment is brought to you by Mike Florio's new Florio vacuum cleaner, which Gaze's Rage is a big fan of. The only thing that he's not a huge fan of is it's got a 1/2-inch diameter hose, which is really
Way
difficult.
too big.
Way
Yeah.
too big. It's huge.
Is that trade size?
What? What are you supposed to fit 3 people in there, or what? That's a
That measures
party
as
size
7/8
sucker.
in real life, okay?
Do you guys have any converters that convert this thing down to a 1/16 of an inch? Because that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, we're gonna need the
Yeah,
millimeter.
it's a Chris Sims attachment.
But yeah, so top NFL headlines today. Melvin Ingram signs with the Steelers on a 1-year deal. He was sitting out there as an available player. They need a pass rush. Stephon Gilmore and the Patriots are making absolutely no headway on a new contract for Gilmore, although he has said that he wants to stay in New England. He just wants a new contract. We know how New England operates with older players and new contracts.
Is that a holdout situation?
I don't think it'll get to that. I think something will happen. They'll either give him a new contract or trade him before the season starts. Mike Florio is actually on record today, speaking of the Florio vacuum cleaner, saying that he believes
Totally
that
different.
Aaron Rodgers will report to camp, and he will also be traded before the season starts.
After he reports.
Correct.
Whatever.
So, and Mike Florio doesn't usually just throw shit around. I mean, usually he's at least got some sort of sourcing. Although, I don't think anybody truly knows the whole Aaron Rodgers situation in
I don't
Green
even
Bay.
think
Shaylee
Rodgers fucking knows.
Woodley knows.
That's true. Gage,
I bet you Miles Teller knows, too. They went on a Hawaiian vacation together.
we need Star Lamar to go hook up with her one night, Rodgers' girlfriend / fiance / possibly wife now, and get the scoop.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Shaylee what?
Woodley. She's in the Divergent series. She's in that Fault Within Our Stars or Fault Beneath Our
Ryan
Stars.
Fitzpatrick is on record officially as saying that the situation with the Washington football team is, quote, the best situation I've ever had as the guy. So he's clearly excited about the Washington football team's offense. It is definitely the most loaded offense he's ever been a part of on paper. You talk about McLaurin, you talk about Logan Thomas, who was a very solid tight end last year, Antonio Gibson. You talk about
Curtis
Samuel, who they brought in. They have De'Ami Brown, who's a rookie. They have
solid defense.
Who's the guy that they drafted last year?
107 fucking first-round picks on the defensive line.
Yeah, 108.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Forgot about last year.
Yeah. So it probably is the best situation.
Chase
And
Young.
even more so for Fitzpatrick.
I thought you did.
It's the best situation he's ever been in as the guy because he doesn't have a rookie phenom breathing down his neck, which he's almost had in every situation he's been in.
He normally comes in as the bridge guy. This year, he's not a bridge. They didn't draft anybody to replace him.
Well, they do have Taylor Heineke on roster.
That's true.
Now,
And
if you need
That
a
dude's
door kicked down,
gamer.
you need a door kicked down.
He's slamming the bitch in.
You fucking tape your ACLs, man.
I'm not kidding, though. That guy is a fucking baller. If Fitzmagic has his 5 interception game and your boy comes in at halftime, he might be able to spin that bitch around and win it.
Doesn't Heineke kind of remind you of maybe of a younger Fitzmagic?
A younger Brett Favre?
No.
Oh, sorry.
Come on.
a younger, not as athletic, not as good looking, probably better with Snapchat. Brett Favre. Yeah.
Brett Favre thought he was on Snatch Chat, which that is totally acceptable.
Snapchat was not around. That's why
On
the issue
Snapchat,
happened.
on Snapchat, that's a completely fucking legitimate thing. Just sending a random dick pic to a
That's what
reporter.
people do. And actually, the logo looks very identical. It's a blue ghost with just a massive dong.
It's true.
I have to research this right now.
Yep.
Blue ghost,
I
massive
think-
cock, horse
so
cock.
They also go by Blue Waffle. Check it out.
It's true, and there's a lot of the blue waffles sent on Snapchat. Michael Irvin says if you're unvaccinated, it means that you don't want to win badly enough. There's
that?
Michael Irvin, former wide receiver for the Dallas Cowboys. There's a big group of players, and actually moving a little more into Vikings talk, which we're going to get into here momentarily. Patrick Peterson is also on record of saying that getting vaccinated shows that you care, or basically shows that you want to be available for your team. Cole Beasley has become the new spokesperson for the anti-vax movement. He takes issue with Michael Irvin's link between vaccines and the desire to win. I'll click on if you guys want to touch on it really quick, I'll bring up.
They're not. What's the right word? Mutually exclusive, I suppose. Like, you don't need to get vaccinated to have a desire to win.
No.
Like, Cole Beasley chooses not to do it because that's his choice. He doesn't want to.
And if you're exploring scientifically, being vaccinated does not give you any immunity to COVID.
No.
You can still get COVID with the vaccine.
Yeah, there was, I think all it does, it's like a 95% chance or something like that you don't get it.
No, it lowers the symptoms' effectiveness.
If you
don't have as hard of a COVID,
you're not immune to getting
reaction.
it, but you're not as likely to be hospitalized by it.
There was a report that came out today that I think 60% of the now, it's basically something along the lines of 60% of new patients with COVID that go to the hospital have had 2 doses of the vaccine. So that's over in Britain, I believe, or the UK.
Personally, let the players do what they want.
Here's what Cole Beasley says regarding it. He says, you can be vaccinated and not do all the right things football-wise to be at your best. All it means is players are going to be out there with COVID, and we're not going to know because they're only getting tested once a week so the NFL can make their money. Which, the anti-vax movement, basically, if you don't get vaccinated in the NFL, and I don't really get why the players are declining to speak on it, right, as to whether or not they're vaccinated, because once the season starts, everybody's going to know. Everybody's going to know who's vaccinated and who's not. As far as teammates? No, like the public will know.
How?
Because it's going to get out. It's just going to, because for instance, if you're not vaccinated, you can't do in-person press conferences. So after week 1, when Kirk Cousins does a Zoom call, and we'll say Dalvin Cook and Justin Jefferson and Danielle Hunter are at the podium talking, you're going to know, okay, these 3 guys are vaccinated. Kirk Cousins is not. There's going to be tells, and it's going to be pretty obvious. But it's basically for non-vaccinated players, it's going to be like it was last year. You have to get tested daily. You can't leave on your bye week.
You can't go out.
Yeah, you can't go out to go out for dinner, this and that. Basically, it's going to be what it was last year, complete lockdown besides playing. For vaccinated players, it's pretty much like it was before, except now you get tested once a week, I think Friday, so before the game.
But here's the thing. If these other players can still go out and can still contract it, aren't they putting everybody else at risk?
Well, that's what you would, yeah. I mean,
it's the same thing. If you can still get it when you get vaccinated and it doesn't eliminate the chances of getting it, it just reduces your symptoms of it, well, guess what? You can still spread that to anybody else. So you're just as much at risk of getting it and shutting things down as anybody who's unvaccinated.
Mm-hmm.
there's not, I mean, getting the vaccine does lower your chance of getting the COVID.
Yeah.
Does it?
I'm trying to see what the efficacy rate is.
I think it was like 95-5 is what I remember seeing.
So, like the Moderna, they all vary. Moderna and Pfizer is like a 92% or something efficacy rate. The Johnson & Johnson was 72%. So that would be every 100 times you come into contact with COVID, you would get COVID 28 times out of that 100 with the Johnson & Johnson. With the Moderna and Pfizer, you would get it 8 times out of 100 coming in
But
contact.
are you saying if I was unvaccinated and I was in contact with COVID, I'd get it 100 times?
Okay, no.
Exactly.
This is the kicker. If you're unvaccinated and you've had COVID and you have COVID antibodies, and you might have had COVID and had no symptoms, and you have COVID antibodies, you're just as well off as somebody that's vaccinated 2 times, whether they've had COVID or not. If you are not vaccinated and you've never had COVID, so you have no COVID antibodies, and you come in contact with COVID, you still aren't 100% guaranteed to get it. Whatever the number is, I don't know exactly, right? Let's say the number is 22%.
Knows.
So basically, I think if you get, basically what I'm saying is if you get the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, you probably got a better chance of getting COVID than if you were to just not get it. So don't get that.
And I'm not going to lie. Am I the only one that in like the end of November, beginning of December, just had really fucking sickness?
No, I was super sick. You're talking in 2019? Yeah, no.
I think I heard a lot of people.
I'm just gonna say it. I'm a COVID survivor.
I was patient 1 of COVID.
All these bitches that say that you get COVID, you die. I had it and I'm alive. I'm a superhuman. Gage is a superhuman. Brandon, I don't know if you've ever had it, but I bet you have.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And then there's
You got a lot of family that had it, and we know your family's full of lip kissers.
Yeah, well, honestly, it's the only way
make
to
Tom
let
Brady's
people know that you
family
love
jealous.
them. I
That's
do.
true.
Tom Brady blushes when he sees my family.
So,
It's like, I wish I could drink beer
and then I
eat
heard they were
strawberries.
trying to like really delegitimize the antibody testing, saying that those are not very accurate. Sometimes you can get false positives or false negatives.
Well, okay. Look
But
at the
also
amount
the
of
COVID
false.
test is the same amount as, if not less, correct.
Well, look at the amount of false positives that they had on just the COVID test period.
Yes.
Right? So they're gonna sit and say now they've retracted all of these COVID cases that at the time they counted as COVID. I think in Minnesota they've pulled back almost 20% of the cases. So 20% of the cases that they said were COVID, they've now retracted that.
Well, that's good.
Oh, it's almost like it, created a little bit of fear and anxiety.
That wasn't needed on our nation.
Yeah, without accurate testing.
It's almost like this is not butthole. After
Welcome
dark.
to our COVID talk, and we're going to get back to the NFL. So, Peyton Manning.
Fuck
and-
COVID.
Well,
There
long
we go.
story
Let the
short,
players play.
getting into Vikings chatter, because that's what we were going to get into after the NFL headlines, which we made it
Kirk
all the way
Cousins
through.
is not vaccinated.
Michael Pierce, it sounds like he's going to miss, if not all of most of training camp. He's expected to be ready for week 1. I think he strained his calf today working out.
What?
Yes.
That's what happens when you take a week off, you fat motherfucker.
A year
year,
off.
not a week.
Yeah, that's even worse. There's 52 of them.
So there's a little bit of in Vikings territory, and myself included.
Seagram's got me.
There's a little bit of concern with Michael
Rolling.
Pierce, really. I mean,
A year. Now we have the calf strain. We got Sheldon Richardson. We got
At least we
Dalvin
got
Tomlinson.
Richardson back. I think Richardson will be a really solid piece if Pearson ain't ready.
Well, Pierce got like a 3-year, $27 million contract, and now I don't remember how the opt-out status worked.
Doesn't his contract with the Vikings doesn't start till this year, but he did get paid something last year. So
that's reduced.
yeah, so basically we still have him under contract for 3 years.
Trade him away.
But what are you going to get?
You can. He's
It
injured.
would be like drafting Keyshawn Vaughn with a first-round pick and flipping him for a third the following year.
It's not.
Who the fuck would do that?
It's not really ideal.
But you got to do it.
And
But
then
he's a fourth string running back. He might not even be on the team.
and
this
then the
year.
reason that you do it is to pick up an undrafted wide receiver that you kind of fancy.
And then drop him for another one.
Yeah, because you kind of fancy that one more than you like the other one because you like to play the field, but you don't really know what's going to happen.
Almost like you can never stop playing the field.
Yeah, it's almost like you can't help yourself and you're fucking a degenerate fantasy player and that's all you think about all the time when you really should be thinking about bigger things. Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Who you offering?
What would you trade for Christian McCaffrey?
You can have my whole roster.
Dalvin Cook in a first?
I'll offer you the same thing I offered this dipshit over here.
What?
What did I offer you? Josh Jacobs, Miles Sanders.
Nope. No.
What did
No,
I
thank
offer
you.
you? What did I even offer you?
Yeah, it was Josh Jacobs, Miles Sanders,
It
Cortland
doesn't
Sutton.
start with Cook. It's out.
Why would I trade Cook for McCaffrey?
I
Cook
don't know, you
actually
get the
played
best
last
player in the
year.
entire fucking league.
Cook is the best player in the league.
You're fucking
The
stupid.
best ability is availability. Who was available last year?
Do you have Vikings underwear on too?
No,
I bet you do.
no, I don't. That's the navy blue. New England
Bears.
Patriots.
He's a Bears fan.
That's New England Patriots.
He's got like little Croc stickers that go into his Crocs. They fill in his Croc holes.
That's Viking stickers though.
He bedazzled his Crocs.
Did you guys hear that Eli Manning and Peyton Manning are going to be doing is it Monday Night Football, I believe, over the next 3 years? They're going to be
What?
Yeah,
For ESPN?
No,
Alternate
no.
telecast, yeah.
Yeah, the alternate. So they're not going to be on the regular Monday night.
no, but they're going to be the one that you're going to want to watch.
How?
Watch ESPN fucking Tank because it's a lot more fun to watch. No, co-host Monday Night Megacast on ESPN2 for 10 games each of the next 3 seasons.
So we'll be still on ESPN.
Yeah, fuck. They should have.
I was going to
They
say,
should've
there's no
came
way
on-
they would have any rights to simulcast.
They should have came on the Budhole podcast.
The thing is, like,
represent.
this is the thing with ESPN, right? They're fucking stupid, first of all. They bring on the Manning brothers on ESPN 2 to give the rights to whoever the fuck they have doing it on ESPN 1 now.
Is it still Booger McFarlane?
I don't
Booger
know.
will be there, I'm sure.
There's going to be nothing more entertaining than Eli and Peyton Manning.
yeah,
and I will be
ESPN2
watching Monday night games on ESPN 2
Skyrocket.
for those 10 games. Like, I think the reason that Peyton Manning hasn't signed on yet to be a Monday night or a Sunday night guy is because he wanted something like this where it's only 10 games. It's not the full season. And I'm sure he would rather do it with his brother. And
Way
plus,
laxed. Yeah.
Yeah.
if you read the article,
I can't read.
yeah, so Peyton Manning has his own production company, and they're going to be the ones doing it.
He
Omaha
gets his
Production Company.
double
That's-
dipping.
So it's a win-win for the guy.
Oh, yeah, big time.
And if he likes it, it's only 3 years he's locked in for. If he really likes it, he can then go and get any job in the
10
world
years,
he wants.
10 million.
I like the move.
I like
There's
it a lot.
honestly-
That's going to be fun to watch.
He'll get more than $10 million a year.
That's what I'm saying. I mean,
Oh, he'll
you
get a
name
shit
his
ton.
price.
What did
Tony
Romo
got
like?
Tone-
He
yeah.
got like $20 million.
Yeah, Romo was
year?
like 20 a year. Oh,
Yeah.
fuck yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Largest contract in history before he ever even said a word in the microphone as an analyst.
Do you think
Shit,
Peyton
man.
or Tony will do a better job?
Oh, there's zero doubt in my mind Peyton Manning will be better than Tony Romo.
You think so? Tony
Yeah.
does
Tony
a really.
is good.
Peyton
Tony-
Manning he's funny. He knows what he's talking about. But Tony has a way of like. I
He's
don't
got
know.
a charisma.
Him and Jim Nance, they're good together. They
Yeah.
do a really good job. I think Eli and Peyton are going to have charisma together too. They're going to have that chemistry. But honestly, I feel like Tony might have him edged on this until I hear Peyton do it. Like he's done.
And
Peyton,
Peyton's is like he's dry humor, you know, like his SNL skits are great. Scripted stuff can be amazing, but it really is like
well,
it's a slow pace.
I have a question regarding Tony Romo. Do you guys think as the
Yeah, I
longer
bet you
he's
it's big.
the longer he's out of the league, he's going to continue to be as good as he is? Because One reason why he's been so good is he still knows NFL playbooks really well, so he can actually like basically call out a play as it's happening.
Well, he'll never lose that.
But he will, because the game will evolve and he will lose knowledge of knowing all
It'll
the
be
plays.
like he knows more about the
He
NFL.
watches it all the time.
Right, but like Troy Aikman and stuff, he was a
Yeah.
quarterback at one time. He's not able to do that. Eventually, the game evolves to where you're not in the know so much as to the waggle routes and all of the pre-snap motion stuff. Tony Romo's only like 3 years removed from being in the league.
But here's the thing that
You're way off.
I don't think
what
I
do you
am.
think 4?
5.
You think 5 years?
Dude,
Yeah.
Dak was 2016.
Okay, so Dak just
5
got a
years
new
ago.
Dak just got a new contract, and he was a
Tony
third round
broke his
pick.
fucking back, and Dak went in as a
He-
rookie.
Yeah, Tony retired the year after, so it'd be 4, but you're close. Yeah.
Argument. We're all buds.
Yeah.
Who would you rather
Come
have?
on, bud.
If you're signing somebody to do what do you call that? Not the actual play-by-play guy, but the like an analyst job.
Yeah, analyst, announcer, whatever.
Would you rather have Tony Romo or Peyton Manning long term? I think I'd rather have Peyton Manning. The dude's smart. He's acute with what he says. He was a quarterback at a much higher level than Tony Romo in the
They
league.
both played
He
NFL.
won a Super Bowl. Peyton Manning's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Tony Romo's not.
Fair.
More accomplished, I guess I would say. And he's also he's just as charismatic as Tony Romo. They're a lot different.
Oh, absolutely.
Totally different
That's
I think
why
they
it
can both
matters.
do it.
No. Did Peyton Manning ever date Jessica Simpson?
Okay, Tony Romo.
To
Exactly.
my knowledge,
Bangers.
no.
Bangers.
But like Tony Romo is more of like that
Have you ever
schoolyard
seen
like
Peyton Manning's wife?
yeah, she's a smoke show.
She is.
Yeah. Look her up. I mean, she's aged, but I'm into that.
I dabble in the mature section for sure.
No comment.
Quick Google search here.
Her last name's not even Manning.
She didn't even take it. She doesn't even want his last name. Ashley Thompson.
See, I think she's a good-looking older woman.
How old do you think she is? Like 42?
Mid-40s, I would guess.
Who do you think has the best looking? Is Eli married?
I mean, she's
46.
no Jessica Simpson, right? But
No.
46. Gonna be 47.
Who, Peyton?
No, his wife.
I guess I'm gonna wave my finger at you, Gage. Shame on you for assuming Peyton Manning wouldn't have a smoke show of a wife.
I didn't say that. He's just got
kinda
a
did.
fucking parking lot for a head. So yeah.
Yeah, but he's got a lot of money, dude.
Yeah, but you know what they say? You get one added to the breast size for every inch you have on your forehead. And that's why he did it.
Okay, now Eli's wife is smoke show.
God, are we doing this without Star here?
The Star's going to be pissed that he missed it. He's like, fuck studying. I could have talked about Eli Manning's wife.
Yeah, Eli's wife is a beautiful gal too. But
She
shame
reminds
on
me
you
of
for
an
assuming.
actress.
Shame on you for assuming Eli wouldn't have a hot wife. They're fucking professional football players
Ooh.
and Super Bowl winners.
Now how about Cooper Manning's wife? That
All right,
was the
let's
one
stop.
you didn't see coming.
Shame on.
I mean,
Whoa, let me see that. Bring that in.
They all chose
all right. The football
blondes.
ABCs.
Yeah, but
Peyton's
the Manning,
wife.
the
Eli's
Manning brother
wife, and
ABCs.
Cooper's
I go
wife.
Eli's wife A, Peyton's B, Cooper's C.
Oh no! Give me.
You want to know what's weird about the Manning brothers? Those wives don't look all that different.
they're like, they almost look like clones.
They look like they have a type.
It's like they're all sisters.
I wonder what.
You know, at one point in high school, Peyton and Eli were fighting over the same girl.
What does
Oh,
Archie?
yeah.
What does their mom look like? Brandon rushes to that one. Star would have this shit
For
up.
science.
Star would already have it in recent searches.
Yeah, Starwood. He'd be
Archie Manning's wife
He'd have that pulled, and for some reason, he'd have a picture of her naked, and that's never existed.
from the 70s and currently.
Yeah.
So this was 50 years ago.
Like, oh, that's a stacked body.
Yeah,
Yeah, she doesn't. Archie definitely had his own style.
not terribly too far. I mean,
Not
she's
terribly too close either, though.
yeah, but look at the young family. That ain't that far off.
not that close.
That's pretty close.
I mean,
It's not that close.
Now,
close enough.
when Peyton has 20-year-old kids, you come talk to me.
That's fair. That's fair. All right, really quick here. Who do you guys think is going to be opening season for the Vikings? Game number 1. Where do we go? Game 1.
What? The Vikings?
We
play
play
the Bengals.
Cincinnati at home, I believe.
Yep.
Yes.
Nah. I don't
No.
Away.
Zim goes to Cincy.
Okay, so we're at Cincinnati.
Yep.
Week 1 at Cincinnati. Who do you think the Vikings wide receiver 3 is going to be? Gage's Rage, Brandino. We'll start with you guys.
Brandino can rip it first.
I'm gonna go.
Is Chris Carter still available?
Oh,
yeah. No, I think I'm gonna go Chad Beebe.
Bebe?
Yep, I think Beebe's gonna take the start. It's either him or Olabisi in my mind.
In my world, it's Olabisi.
I think it's going to be BB.
BB as well?
Yeah. And I think about how long did it take Steph Diggs?
To break
Five or
out?
six, 5 or 6 weeks.
Yep.
I think by about week 6, Smith Marset will be the third wide receiver. He's just more dynamic. BB's a little more sure-handed. BC's a little bit bigger. He can go on the outside. The problem with BB is when
His
he's
dad,
on the
and
field.
he's got that legendary blood in him, but it's like clouding his ability to break through.
No, the problem with him is when he's on the field, he's got to be in the slot because he's so small.
He's tiny.
BC can at least play on the outside a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We'll see. I do hope, though, in my heart of hearts, that Smith Marset is the guy eventually. And then who do you guys think is going to be the starting 3 cornerbacks for the Purple?
PP1, right?
Yeah.
Patrick Peterson's a starter.
With
he
a
has
bullet.
to be.
So we're
Rashad
talking the
Breeland
other two.
and
I'm not sold on Breland.
I'm not either.
I'll let you finish, Brandon.
yeah, I think Breeland's gonna be one of the starters, and then the next one's gonna be Cameron fucking Dantzler.
Cam Dantzler.
Yep.
So it goes PP, Breland, Dantzler.
I think so.
So we're saying just 1, 2, 3, or like does the slot QB?
the
slide
slot
in here?
cornerback is the third guy, technically. The 3 on the field.
So then I'm gonna go PP, Dantzler, Mac Alexander.
I completely agree with that. And I think Bashad Brilliant's going to be the guy that's going to be the rotational guy. And
With Peterson,
everybody
or
knows
whoever's
that
cold.
Zimmer likes to rotate his corners.
Yep.
And Dantzler got dinged up a little bit last year.
But he's good. He can
yeah.
cover the fuck out of the ball.
If you have Patty P and Dantzler as your outside corners, that's some length right there.
I'm liking that a lot. And I just like.
And I'm not
Patrick
talking Visante
Peterson.
Shenko length.
Oh, that's a mile.
No one's got that kind
yeah,
of length.
nobody can cover that.
Nope.
I like that a lot. There's some veterans there. Maybe they could get Richard Sherman in the cheap. Did we talk about that one yet?
We haven't talked about the Richard Sherman.
Break
debacle.
the Richard Sherman news that's been out there for 6 days.
There's kind of a little domestic thing going on with Richard Sherman. I saw a crazy video, but I hate videos because they're just like stats. They just show one side. You can kind of crop them however you want to tell a story.
Oh, you hate a video that's capturing real life? You hate
Well,
that?
you don't get the part where the dad's probably calling him a dumb motherfucker or not letting him in or whatever. And
What's
then
he yelling? He's like trying to break into his
Is this
father-in-law's house.
Is this going to be the official Richard Sherman defense podcast?
I would go.
No.
I would maybe go to his defense.
It's just an innocent until proven guilty podcast, you know?
So then the video doesn't show anything at all that might be guilty?
What I saw was him just yelling and trying to break in.
How hard was he trying to break in?
He was like kicking the door.
I mean, it wasn't great for him. Everybody knows if you're going to kick a door down, you kick right at like the door handle height.
Yeah.
So you could pop that thing right through.
Yeah, and obviously they reinforced it with some pretty long screws. Great tip.
Yeah.
Throw some 4 inches in there, and it's going to be tough to break
You
through.
want to do that for both the deadbolt latch and then also the hinges on the backside of
Oh,
the
yeah.
jam. Everybody knows
yeah,
that.
going into the door as well.
Everybody knows that.
Think of
Especially
it.
if you do sketchy things with your life and you might have people hunting you. That's a good pro tip.
It's just good in general, okay?
Yeah, it's just safety.
Yeah.
Duh.
Secure your homes.
Use 4-inch
Butthole
screws.
PSA.
Secure your homes.
Use 4-inch screws.
But so what I saw was just like it was like a minute, and it was him just yelling, trying to kick this thing in, and he was saying, "Come through." Or,
Come out, Jerry.
Was he saying? I didn't.
I don't know what his name was, but I assumed his name
Get the
was
fuck out
Jerry.
here, Jerry. I'm going to jerk you off so fucking hard you're not even going to know what happened. Is that what the video?
No.
Must have been a different video I saw.
Yeah, that's a different.
What did
group.
you see, Scott?
No, nothing.
Did you see the video, or are you just talking shit?
I'm just talking shit.
I saw the video.
What he was saying, like come through, or
He's essentially telling him to come outside or to like. It wasn't necessarily let him in, but it sounded like they were in some sort of debacle.
come through then. To me, it seemed like he was yelling at his wife that may have been in the house.
I don't know. From original reports, and I don't know exactly what happened, he was involved in a hit and run. And from what I thought, he hit like a median or the side of the road and then took off because he was under the influence of something.
Okay.
That's what I kind of understood. And then
He
he
definitely
fled
been drugged
nearby to his in-laws' place, and they didn't want him to go in. So that's where I think he got in that accident, wanted to get in, probably flee. Maybe they were having an argument about something. Maybe his wife and him got into a fight, and she left, went to her parents' place. He was already he was drinking, doing whatever, left, got into an accident on the way, wanted to get in, but she was getting away from him.
He didn't hit her though, right?
No, I don't think so. It was
He didn't hit some
burglary,
other woman or child
domestic
on his way there.
violence. I don't think it was any physical attack on anybody, but I think the point was he was trying to break in.
In the NFL's eyes, I think he's ready for week 1.
Clean slate.
Oh, he'll be ready for week 1 if somebody picks him up. There was no charges pressed formally against him,
I don't think so.
so he'll be ready to rock and roll for sure. And
It could be a sneaky two.
So
I mean,
now, obviously, everybody's different. He says he's dealing with some off-field stuff, some mental health stuff, whatever. Having a hard time in recent months.
okay, can I just say something really quick?
if you wanna,
There's
That's enough.
a small part of me that's growing with each and every day that feels like a lot of people
Never
are
knew,
using
kid.
mental health as a crutch.
I'm sick of it too.
Now, I understand mental health is a real thing, and I'm not trying to downplay the significance of mental health, but it seems like a pretty easy thing to just say, oh, I'm going through some mental health issues. And Richard Sherman, you got blackout drunk, and you got angry. That's all that happened. That's not a mental health issue. I've done it before.
You fucked up.
Yeah.
Mistakes happen.
Yeah.
Just apologize.
Yeah.
You didn't hit no one. You didn't kill no one.
Like, it could have
You
been
just
a
had
lot worse.
Bad night.
Yeah.
One bad night. It doesn't have to ruin your fucking life.
And it doesn't
Don't
have
let
to
it.
be mental health. It could just be you got fucking fucked up. Too fucked up, really. But that everybody does that. And you made some bad decisions. Can it not just be that simple?
Well, the thing is, people aren't going to look at that in such a kinder light. Oh, you got blackout drunk. You couldn't control yourself. Now,
You're
obviously,
an NFL player. You should do better.
well, there's definitely people out there who are struggling with mental health, who have like some real issues that they
Without
need to
a
figure
doubt.
out. But then there's also, like Scott said, kind of a growing daily thing where it almost seems like people are using it as a crutch for poor behavior.
Yeah.
Almost
And
like
there's a difference.
if you didn't want to do anything in the last, I don't know, year and a half, you could just go,
I'm unemployed.
COVID.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck you.
Not anymore, though, boy.
Yeah, it's like, all that.
But yeah,
It's a scapegoat.
it can
And
be.
it shouldn't be, because it is a serious deal for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Which, when you use it as a scapegoat, it takes away from people who really have issues.
And there is plenty of people that do have issues. And there's more today than there's probably ever been. That's just the fact of the reality.
There's just more people, too. That's why statistics suck.
Well, that's true. But more specifically, like,
Well, yeah.
for one, it's becoming more normal to talk about mental health, whereas there's been a stigma around it in the past.
Just being open in general.
But for two, I'm sorry, but being cooped up in your house for the last 18 months doesn't exactly help out your mental health.
And he is in California.
Yeah. So,
Richard
Richard Sherman?
Seattle, too, but just as bad. They're
Worse.
just as strict, yeah.
It's worse. Are you kidding me?
I guess all we'll say regarding you, Richard Sherman, is you got fucked up. You could have had a lot worse night than you had. You could have Ray Riced your wife. You could have Kareem Hunted that frat house girl in
Could have
college.
Michael Vick your childhood puppy?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
But you
It
didn't.
could have been bad.
But you didn't.
It wasn't that bad.
You assaulted your in-laws' front door. That's okay.
Apologize and make it right.
So I guess the butthole, we sympathize a little bit with you, but get some help and learn how to control your goddamn alcohol. What else do we have to talk about? I don't think there's much.
I'm good.
I think that settles it for me. That covered everything.
Oh,
on my
fuck.
book.
We're over the schedule by 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to wrap this
No,
up.
no, I got one more thing. A
Son of
couple
bitch.
weeks
This
ago.
motherfucker's always dropping
I actually
in
just
shit.
thought of 5 things.
Yeah. Yeah, I got 6. All right, but
6 more things.
But they're all 2-parters.
Oh,
and then
yes.
the one 2-parter actually has 4 parts to the second part. So hold on, bear with me here. Now, a couple weeks ago, I saw a post from a guy that we follow on Twitter. He's kind of going through the ranks, trying to become, a reporter and reporting on things and all that type of stuff. And I'll tell you what, First off, the report, the thing people got pissed off about was just dumb. They should have got pissed off about the amount of money he thought Davante Adams was going to be getting on his next contract, which he said 28 to 30 million a year.
Gage's rage for the episode?
This is the Gage's rage of the episode. First off, yeah, and I believe it was per year. I don't think it was a $30 million contract. I thought he was saying 28 to 30 million a year, and I was like, okay, dude, all right, bud, like, slow down. Smoked a lot of weed today. You got to, like, chill on that.
Davante Adams is one of the best in the league.
But what people got pissed off about, and in the comments, was he spelt Davante Adams instead of Davante, or however the fuck you spell his name.
Wait, what'd you say?
It's Davante, Davante Adams. That's how you spell his name. He
So
spelled
it's
it,
Davante?
but it's pronounced Davante.
Okay.
Davante.
But it's spelled Davante.
However, Dava. That's how you spell it. It's 2 A's and then an E. But he spelled it Devante. And everybody in the comments is like, okay, well, that's great. But what about Davante Adams? Just spelling his name correctly. I've never seen a group of people get more upset about misspelling somebody's name. It's just a simple mistake.
Wait, are we pronouncing it wrong then?
We're pronouncing Travis Kelce wrong.
Is it Davante?
I think it's Davante.
So should it be like D-A-Y?
Fucking no. I didn't write his birth certificate.
Or pronounce it for the first time?
Yeah,
Truly, his mom is Miss Adams is the only one who would know, right?
probably. Yeah, because she's
Or
one of the
Mrs. I don't know if she's married.
Could be. You never know.
I'm just trying to be polite.
Anyway,
I think he's worth it.
28 to, yeah, I think the Packers should sign him for 28 to 30 mil a year. Totally worth it.
Get 70 mil wrapped up in 2 players for the rest of my life, please.
Do it, please. But everybody was just going berserk in the comments about it. And it's like, it's not that big of a fucking deal.
No.
I just like the shit people get outraged about is so fucking stupid.
Yeah, like some people really care if your fantasy season goes to the last week of the season.
This is dumb. Don't do that.
Don't do it! Don't! Do it!
Don't go to week 18. It's wrong. Don't
That,
do
ladies
it.
and gentlemen, is Gage's Rage of the Week, brought to you by Mike Florio's Florio Vacuum Cleaner. If you're looking to get sucked off, call Mike Florio.
FlorioProductsInc.com. Go jerk off.
And diddle yourself.
Check out our website,
Just
www.officialbutthole.com.
wait for the bit.
We're on all socials
some
at
really
Official
dumb shit.
Butthole. Please leave us a
Dude, when you
rating
have 2
and review
weeks
on
of,
Apple
like,
Music.
cooped
And we'll
up
see you next time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just start
They're
calling
talking
some
about
guy a vacuum
vaccines
cleaner.
and shit. I do actually agree, though, with some of the shit that the NFL players are saying. Like, just from a football perspective, getting vaccinated. Well, if you want to be on the field and be allowed by